Welcome to today's session. My name is Ray Huang. I am the head of marketing here at Canopy Connect, and with me is Spencer Breidenbach. He is the manager of strategic partnerships at BrightFire. BrightFire is a done-for-you digital marketing agency platform for insurance agents. They build websites, SEO, social consulting, all that work. So I'm glad to have you here with us, Spencer. And today we are going to be doing a little breakdown, teardown, however you want to call it, on a insurance agency's website, a little before and after. So Spencer, maybe you can give us a little bit of initial context about this client and this project.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely want to give some kind of practical tips for, hey, if you're not redoing your site from scratch, what are little tweaks that can help? So this client was coming in, hey, I don't hate the aesthetics of my site, but I want something that's going to be more functional for me from a lead perspective and SEO standpoint, just kind of clean some things up for them. So, definitely want to get into like, hey, here's some practical tips. If you're not looking to reinvent the wheel, here's what you can do to improve on what you've already got out there.
Awesome. Well, let's dive into it. Maybe let's start at their current site or their old site.
Mhm.
And let's just take an overview look, like kind of top to bottom on the homepage, real quick, just so everyone can be oriented with it. And then maybe we can dive into anything that we see there specifically on the homepage that seem like, hey, these are some traps or good things. We don't want to be all bad. Like, we want to talk about good things and the bad things and things like that. I think overall, looking at it, it looks like a decent site. I've seen
Yeah.
worse. Trust me,
Oh,
right?
for
Like,
sure.
it's a pretty good looking site. They've got branding. They've got the right colors. I think we should start there. Maybe let's go up to the top and kind of think about kind of the objectives, I guess, of a website and what it's trying to do. Like, what's kind of that core CTA? I mean, the first thing that pops out to me is right. They've got big visual, their phone number, ensure your needs today, and then like zip code to get a quote.
This is great that they've got that focus to that central call to action. They're already coming in with, hey, we've got thinking that persona mindset. Let's speak to the people who are going to be buying policies from us. And then this, they said, hey, we're not getting too many conversions through here. What leads to people like to have an idea like, hey, how involved is this going to get? How big is the ask? And sometimes it's ominous with, hey, okay, it's starting with one thing. I know that's not the whole thing and can lead to, okay, they're asking me for the zip code. I'm not quite sure what I'm getting into. And then the other thing with this is it's just broken as it is, which definitely is hindering
Well,
a lot of their goals and routing to, hey, I want to take an action. Hey, this isn't functioning the way it was intended to.
yeah, obviously that's not good if your primary call to action is broken. That's going to be an issue there. Do you know what would have been there if that was working?
Yeah, from what he had described, it sounded like it was going more step by step wise and collecting little bits of information on each screen and building out, hey, what type of policy is it? And I think you said they just got that information in a dashboard or emailed to them at the end of the process.
Okay,
So
so just kind of a general form, multi-step, multi-page situation. I see that pretty often. But yeah, like you said, there's a bit of an unknown when you're about to hit
yeah,
that get a quote button. Like, what am I getting? What am I doing? What am I getting myself into? You don't know if it's just a simple contact form or the full on feels like an application.
yeah. And I totally understand why folks want to get a lot of information on the front end, but a lot of consumers are used to, oh, hey, they're asking me everything that would be needed for an application. Hey, I'm going to get an instant quote at the end of this. So a lot of times people feel bait and switched with, hey, I filled out
Mhm.
all this information. Then at the end, they tell me like, oh yeah, we'll follow up with you. And they don't get that instant gratification that they're looking for.
I guess maybe let's toggle over to the what the
Yeah.
redesigned site looks like and see. It looks from like a branding perspective looks very similar, right? I feel like you could
Mhm.
turn around and launch
Yeah.
this site and no one would know materially like that anything was different. Things are cleaned up and that CTA here is a little bit different. So at a glance, it's a smooth transition. It's not like this abrupt change, which I think is good. So it's a nice overview. You got to meet your team. Love that. and some testimonials. Awesome.
Yeah, staging process. So some of these things will change with the CTA, for example. He really wanted, again, that to work for them. And if folks have a better scope of what the ask is on the front end, we can get more folks willing to fill that out. And then definitely really recommend making sure this process works well for you, depending on the type of policy, by getting this general indication, hey, where's this headed? Hey, if it's life, I've got an apply and bind option for that. Show them that on the next step, and hopefully they'll go through and complete that
Yeah.
action on their own.
Yeah. So here, your call to action here, name, email, which is like basic information, phone number is optional. That's good because some people are hesitant to give that out, and that would be a big conversion killer. And then the type of insurance, is that a drop down there?
Yeah. And then this is just whatever's meaningful for them. They want to keep it broader spectrum. You can get really granular if you have niche focuses. It's really just, hey, what's going to be meaningful distinctions to us and the process we want on follow up. Do we want this to be going to a rater? Do we want to follow up manually? Do we want to show somebody's Calendly link and book? Hey, let's do a consultation for what your business's needs are.
So does this, if they click get a quote, does that go to a longer form that's asking a whole bunch of questions, or is that it?
Oh yeah, for their individual use, they just want, hey, that's it. That's what we want. We want to maximize our conversions. But that's definitely something just depending on your needs and goals. For us, for example, we can build out a longer form on that second. If somebody identifies, hey, I'm trying to talk commercial auto, and that agency says, hey, we really want to know this right off the bat. Like, we can't do trucking. We don't want to waste time if it's a trucking business, then we can have that second step with more options. It's really just up to what's going to be the best flow for what your priorities are.
Gotcha. Cool. Let's jump back to the old site and I go to our next section here. Let's see. We have you covered. Yeah, there's all these little drop downs, auto, or no, I guess they're pop ups, but auto, home, business. So it goes through all these different lines that they cover. It feels a little bit much. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that was definitely that. Again, they were coming into us. We don't hate our existing website, and it is a great starting point. We just wanted to clean up and help conversion, especially on a mobile device. All of this is very crowded. It also, if they've got specific personas or specific types of policy they really want to focus on, this can be overwhelming, both just like sheer amount of text for somebody visiting the site. So we really wanted to help pare that down for them to a tighter
Yeah.
focus, and then have folks be able to dive deeper.
Yeah, that seems like it makes sense, makes more sense to try like home auto, personal home auto, and then commercial. And obviously, commercial can go in a lot of different directions, which it seems like when you list it all out, right? Home and
Yeah.
auto, you can imply that also includes motorcycle. So I
Yeah.
like the way that you guys cleaned that up a bit.
Thanks. And then, yeah, definitely going back to things that this was already doing right. And I would definitely recommend implementing. Consumers are really looking for social proof and validation. Hey, I'm on Google. I'm checking out 3 or 4 agencies that pop up towards the top. Let me see what I can find out about them. So, this kind of carrier scroll, which we have for our own implementation of that, but pulling in and borrowing that brand identity. Hey, you may not have done business with Arbutina or heard our name out there before, but hey, look at all of these massive insurance carriers that you're aware of and that trust us and write business with us. Really helps establish that authority and credibility, and also shows off, hey, why am I going with an independent? Hey, I want that personal relationship and touch. I want somebody who's got access and can cross shop everything for me, instead of me
Yeah.
wasting my night going through 6 different direct carriers plugging info in.
I think that's pretty critical, I think, on any independent agent's site, is to be able to showcase the carriers that they have. That lended credibility is important.
And then another element where they were definitely starting out with good basis, going back to that social proofing, they did have these plain text reviews on there. So
Mhm.
their new website hasn't gone live yet, so we haven't pulled these in yet. But the way we're implementing their featured reviews, so when they get all of those in there, they'll basically show, for example, hey, this has a Google G next to it. If there's a public avatar, we'll display that. So instead of a consumer trusting, is that a real person? Did they just say this? Versus with, we want to validate, yes, these are verified third party reviews. Go out there and check out our Facebook or Google business
Mhm.
page. Like these are real and have that extra credibility.
Having the good visual with it helps connect it to a person, and then knowing that it's verified, and then the see all reviews. Okay, this one goes to its own
Yep.
customer reviews page.
Yeah, and that's where, yeah, we'll have that CTA to leave a review when it goes live that'll connect with it. And then when this site goes in its final version, it'll be importing, hey, here's all the existing reviews that are out there to show those off. And somebody can get, okay, I want to see more. How many people like them? Oh, wow, look at this body of evidence that they are good at what they do.
One of the other things I think would be good to check out and compare is how you approached the menu or the navigation bar, that top
Yeah,
section.
that's a great point. So that's
Yeah.
turning to that, less is more. And this
Hmm.
section we looked at, that was a little overwhelming text wise. So this goes into a breakdown, a full list right off the top level. And especially on mobile again, that takes up like almost the whole screen. It was really overwhelming.
Yeah.
So we wanted to give, they still have all of those content pages for everything they do, but we really want to focus on them. Okay, what do you come across most commonly, or what do you most want to place? And
Yeah.
then let's show that if somebody wants to dive deeper, hey, commercial property, or hey, let me see what else they do. Like I'm looking for commercial insurance, but I'm not sure if it falls into one of these three buckets. Then they can go to this page and see, hey, here's what we do with all these different areas. So we've got them
Yeah.
covered. They've got content and they have keywords on there for SEO purposes, and getting that locality in there for some of those long tail searches. But yeah, we don't want to just completely overwhelm on that initial navigation.
Yeah, yeah. That initial navigation on the old site seems, God, there's a lot of things there. And it's not that they shouldn't have pages for each of those things, because that's huge for SEO
Oh, yeah.
and especially like localized SEO. You were showing church insurance, right? Church insurance in Brunswick, Ohio. Is that Ohio? That's very specific and would be helpful when something comes up on that search result that other typical agencies that have your standard 5-7 page brochure website is not going to be able to compete with. So it's great that they have all those pages, but yeah, how you display them is important, especially in that navigation.
Yeah, definitely. You want to, at this point, both for actual consumer behavior and the way that Google's algorithm is set up, you really got to think like mobile's my default. Like more people are going to be on phones. Google's looking at the mobile version of what my site looks like on a mobile device as the default. So
Yeah.
really good to keep that white space. And okay, this amount of text looks okay on a desktop, but if I shrink that down, that's going to be getting really cumbersome.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed if you pop over to the new site, you've got a section there that's I am dot. I like that because it's not something on typical sites. And I imagine, so you got individual family and then the types of families. I'm assuming like it's not done, but there's probably like a commercial, like I am a business, I am this or that,
Yeah.
which kind of goes into, right, a different way of saying I need commercial insurance or I need insurance for this. It's no, I'm a landscaper and I need whatever insurance a landscaper should have, whatever endorsements, so you can
Yes.
talk specifically about those. I like
They
that. Things that both help self-select and lets you actually talk to the person about what matters. I like that approach. Normally people will be like, oh, I'm a homeowner, right? And that's
Oh, yeah.
fine. And that's generic, but someone's got like empty nesters and
Yeah.
married with kids, or I'm just like single dude living his best life.
Yeah, and that's where you're absolutely right. We wanted to identify, hey, people are looking, part of it's, hey, is there that basic validity, like I trust this business? And then we really wanted to try to take it a step further and, hey, are they used to working with people like me? Do they understand my situation? This is all customizable. That empty nester one we were looking at too, if they're licensed for Medicare, like a lot of clients will highlight, hey, probably thinking about Medicare if you're, getting close to retirement. But yeah, all that's customizable and just giving some idea, an additional cross sell opportunity. Like maybe they're coming to you like, hey, I need home and auto, but oh, hey, you know what? Like we're thinking about having, like, not for the single adults, but that young family one. Hey, we're thinking
Yeah.
about having kids. We should be looking at term life, or hey, I'm living
Yeah.
my best life for the single adults one. Like, I should think about travel insurance.
I love that. Good idea there. Let's compare one of the page, like commercial, one of the general commercial pages.
So looking at this, basically, we're going back to making this more functional for that end goal. Hey, you want visitors to actually reach out and give you the info needed. So that quote forms basically, hey, there's an extra click needed to get into what they need to do.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely wanted to make that CTA easier and more direct, like right there and accessible. And it's also a little text heavy and
It's
less
super text
image
heavy. Yeah.
based. We've still got that. Hey, this is like a personal auto, like, or somebody getting their key from a valet, perhaps.
Yeah.
And then we want to update, like, hey, commercial property. We don't know exactly what business class it's going to be, but hey, this is, at least this is focused on a business warehouse location. Break up.
Mhm.
There's still good text for SEO purposes, but at least you'll get that stronger imagery. And then again, you'll have that accessibility on, hey, I can fill out that lead capture without clicking somewhere to go to another page.
Mhm.
And then we also want to highlight somebody's sitting there, hey, do I want to fill this out? Or what do I think? We want to tie in those customer reviews everywhere that there's a CTA as a little nudge level. Oh, yeah, that's right. People love these guys.
Yeah, and then even like the customer reviews, I like having that there, but being able to personalize, like customize. Hey, you should only be showing commercial reviews here. I think that'd probably be an ideal case there. And then you can always see all reviews, but like curate the two or three
Yeah.
that should show up. Very cool. What else? I see just scrolling all the way down, there's always like a big footer. There's different approaches to footers. Some are real simple and clean, and others utilize more of a fat footer. You guys have more of a fat footer approach. Yeah, this is the old site here.
Yeah. Definitely want to get that. And then those localities for SEO purposes in there, links to all their different social profiles. Again, a little more. If somebody's, hey, I'm still not sold after seeing these carriers and reviews, they can go out and see, oh, yeah, they're active on Facebook, or, yep, like I can go out and see those Google reviews are all real.
Yeah. And then do these sites have like a blog or anything?
Yeah,
This is an
that's a
insurance
great,
blog.
for sure. It's definitely, so this old one, but still, or at least you'll have content going. It's a little less frequent. We've got blog content tracks that they're receiving automatically, and that's really easy. If they've got something else that they're doing in-house, very easy to drop that in and post it, or just send it over to us to add that in. But yeah, definitely a
Mhm.
good idea to have the frequency there. That's another thing people are looking for, even if they're not consciously thinking about it in that way. But hey, this looks really active. I feel like if I reach out to them, they're going to be very active when following up with me. I'm expecting they must be easy to work with and checking inboxes all the time.
Yeah.
Versus this, again, not bad at all. At least this one is from a few weeks ago when we record this video. It's ideal to have it. Oh, look, they're constantly updating things. I've seen some where it's like, oh yeah, we were doing a great job of weekly blogs until 2 years ago, and it just leaves the impression like,
Yes.
what happened?
Very
Did they go
common.
out of business and this website's still up on accident?
Very common. So does BrightFire help out in that regard with providing content, and then like how custom or personalized is it to each agency?
Yeah, so we do have content tracks. Is basically, we know a lot don't have time to worry about like bulk and consistency of content. So we've got basically up to 13 posts per month that they'll be getting. They let us know,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
this is the policy types that are relevant to me, and we'll set those content tracks up to go out automatically for them. And then it's really easy for them, again, if they have, hey, I've got time this month to write my own post, very easy for them to, go in the back end and post that. It's just WYSIWYG. They don't need to know CSS or HTML or anything. Just very simple to do that, or they can always just send it over to us and we'll take care of posting it for them.
Yeah. And one more thing I noticed on both of these, they did have some headshots of the people that work there. I'm surprised at how many agency websites that I go to, and I know who works there, and I can't see anything. There's nothing personal about the owner or the producers or the CSRs. right? There's like nothing. And like
Mhm.
that's the differentiator between someone picking an insurance agency to work with, or especially on the independent side, right?
Yeah.
Like you're picking the agency to help you out, which is run by the people. Like insurance to me is a people business. Like what I would like to see here is probably more consistent headshots, even if they're in office. Like they don't have to be professional. Like what I always say is like grab your phone and go to like portrait
Yeah.
mode and get a pretty solid picture of everyone. Obviously go get a professional headshot if you can, but we don't always do that. But at least just have like something that looks decent.
No,
Um,
absolutely. I 100% agree. We really recommend exactly what you said. Hey, the
yeah,
reason they're looking at an independent besides carrier options is, hey, I want somebody who I feel like they care about me. I know I'm talking to a real person. And you're absolutely right. So if it's we treat it with folks like a crawl, walk, run stage. Okay, something's better than nothing. Hey, at the time the site's ready to launch, here's what I've got. Okay, perfect. Let's roll with that. And then yeah, get better headshots over time or have people write up, hey, here's one sentence on my insurance background, one sentence on, hey, I'm a real human being. Here's like a fun fact about me. And then we
yeah,
can always go back and flesh that out later. But yeah, definitely, even if they're not ideal at the start, really good to have, oh, yeah, these are real people, real human beings. He's proud of this agency that he owns and operates. He's going to treat me well.
exactly. Yeah, I think that's super important. The new site looks beautiful. I think you guys do fantastic work. Spencer, where can people go to find out more about BrightFire and how you guys can help them?
Yeah, you can visit us at brightfire.com. We've got very clear pricing up front. All of our services are available a la carte with no contract or upfront setup fee. Our sales team is really great about they want to work with you and really meet you where you are.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for taking a little time out to help us, work with us to break down this website. And I hope lots of people can get their websites looking a little better, functioning a
Yeah.
little better, whether they're working with you guys directly or however, just like make a few updates to whatever you currently have, just make that experience a little bit better. So, hey, Spencer, thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Thanks for having me, Ray. It was a pleasure.
All right. Cheers.